celebrating 10 years of the Early Learning Hub of Lynn, Benton, and Lincoln counties. Our mission, the Early Learning Hub of Lynn, Benton, and Lincoln counties, brings partners together to increase family stability, improve kindergarten readiness, and ensure service coordination that is equitable and culturally and linguistically competent. Our vision: our communities provide an easily accessible and collaborative system of support and care for families that help children to grow up safe, nurtured, healthy, and ready for school and life. In 2014, over 600 partners participated in the community process of applying to be an early learning hub. We received the notice of award. Our governing board members were selected. This board comprises 27 representatives from Lynn, Benton, and Lincoln counties, each supporting a different sector, including business, early childhood education, parents, K-12, health, housing, and human and social services. In 2015, staff were hired, a small but mighty team of 3. We collaborated with Madison Avenue Collective to develop the brand for our Early Learning Hub and began building our new website. We surveyed board members regarding knowledge of early childhood topics and established a practice of special presentations at the beginning of each board meeting to ground everyone in the work ahead. We still do this. The Early Learning Hub director participated in an early learning division hosted Leadership Institute. Partner subcontracts were moved from the Early Learning Division to EL Hubs. A lot of learning took place this year as we worked to understand what it meant to be an early learning hub, and the director became familiar with the local programs and partners. In 2016, the EL Hub website launched in January. In collaboration with Samaritan Health Services and IHNCCO, we began with a goal of aligning prenatal education and parenting education. This was the start of Polywog. We hired a short-term project manager to develop the pilot and scaling model. Vroom was launched as a resource for families. We hosted an Early Learning Council site visit. We hired a shared parent engagement coordinator in partnership with Old Mill Center. 2016 continued. KPI funds were moved to hubs, and our P3 work group developed a funding plan. Jumpstart Read for the Record was launched as a regional early literacy initiative. Our healthcare integration work group planned and hosted a START training for providers on ages and stages questionnaires and referrals with funding from IHNCCO. A 211 Info Community Engagement Coordinator was hired. We brought on our first OSU epidemiology intern in partnership with Benton County Health Department. We co-hosted a screening of the Raising of America's Children with our Regional Health Equity Alliance at the Pix Theater in Albany. The director joined the Early Learning Council's Measuring Success Committee to work on hub roles and metrics. In 2017, Leanne's position changed to focus more on accounting and the launch of Polywog. The Polywog website was launched. We held our first EL Hub conference hosted by the Data and Evaluation Work Group. The Parent Engagement Coordinator shifted from a shared position to an EL Hub position at LBCC. Polywog was highlighted at an Early Learning Funders Collaborative. The Hub Director presented at an Early Learning Division Hub Collaborative on new hub roles from the Measuring Success Committee and on the development of a brand identity. Our Hub intern presented her data work. In 2018, a collaboration began between Santiam Canyon School District and Oregon Community Foundation after the Hub Director made a connection. The Data and Evaluation Work Group began plans to create a regional data book. Polywog began supporting an Ages and Stages questionnaires pilot for the Regional Health Information Collaborative. We hosted our second Early Learning Hub conference to support regional partners in meeting their contract deliverables for equity training. 2018 continued. Parent cafes were launched with partners hosting the events. Discussions began with OCF about expanding Polywog into Lincoln County as a pilot project with healthcare and parenting education. The Hub Director joined the Mid-Valley Mid-Coast Partnership Group hosted by OSU's president, focusing on the full educational continuum. IHN-CCO asked the Hub to host the System of Care Coordinator position and help start the work with funding from multiple sectors. In 2019, the Early Learning Council launched Raise Up Oregon. Housing was added as a sector seat to the governing board to align with Raise Up Oregon. Pollywog expanded into Lincoln County, bringing parenting education back to the county as they were added to the Linn-Benton OPEC hub. Local employers identified the lack of access to childcare as the primary issue affecting their ability to hire and retain staff. Our regional childcare work group was initiated. We hired Matt, a dedicated accountant for the hub. Leanne officially transitioned to the role of Pollywog coordinator, and a new program assistant was hired. 2019 continued. Our first regional data book was published. The Student Success Act passes. The Santiam Canyon Early Learning Center opens with hub staff attending the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Our Regional Stewardship Committee was formed to plan for the statewide expansion of Preschool Promise. Our director attended the Working Together conference for the first time at the suggestion of our local workforce board. Collaborations with the YMCA began for an early learning center. In 2020, in February, we hosted the statewide Early Learning Hub Collaborative at LBCC, focused on coordinated enrollment. Then came COVID. Christy's first grandchild arrived. Pollywog provided parents with updates, activities to do at home, and additional support information. All energy shifted to addressing childcare concerns. Everyone got really familiar with Zoom and online technology. We were awarded Go Kids funding from the Oregon Community Foundation to hire a Child Care Accelerator business liaison. We began planning for coordinated enrollment and the launch of Preschool Promise in our region. Our hub was announced as a regional pilot for Family Connects by the Oregon Health Authority. In 2021, we attended the ribbon cutting for the YMCA Growing Leaders Early Learning Center while social distancing. The hub director participated in a podcast with the ELD for Build, talking about systems change work like Pollywog and state and local connections. We added a standing position to the governing board for the Child Care Resource and Referral. We launched Family Connects region-wide. We grew staffing for coordinated enrollment. At the start of the academic year, we were able to return to our offices at LBCC with the flexibility to work remotely as needed. All of the Family Resources and Education Center staff participated in a Dare to Lead training and developed a vision statement with guiding principles for the center. In 2022, the free preschool page went live on the Pollywog website. Pollywog got a billboard to promote the page, co-funded with KidCo Head Start. We hired a business liaison and data and evaluation coordinator. The first project for our data and evaluation coordinator, Jingguang, was a crosswalk of EL Hub work plans in alignment with Raise Up Oregon. We began a regional system assessment related to childcare needs and capacity. OCW COG intern developed a map focused on childcare need versus accessibility by census tract that we used for our assessment data and hope to replicate with current data. The Oregon Early Learning Hub Association was formed with our director serving as the secretary since it began. In 2023, work began to establish a Parent Leadership Council, shifting from our previous parent engagement model. Our regional system assessment was finalized and submitted. We began a partnership with the STEM Hub to offer trainings with a STEM and early literacy focus. Our hub staff began planning for a community asset mapping project, including grant writing for funding. The Department of Early Learning and Care became a state agency. The hub business liaison began working with the CCR and R to launch a home-based provider recruitment program, Growing Care. 2023 continued. The hub applied to the Upstream Initiative and was asked to be a learning community with the pilots. Pollywog moved to unite us to better align with healthcare referrals. The second edition of Raise Up Oregon launched. In 2024, we developed a new hub strategic plan through a community engagement process in alignment with Raise Up Oregon. We joined work with ODHS related to poverty prevention and presented our collaboration to the Early Learning Council. Collectively, we presented the work of the Family Resources and Education Center, FREC, to the LBCC Board of Education. We were awarded Oregon Health Authority funding to launch community asset mapping. Pollywog applied for and was awarded a health-related social needs HRSN capacity building grant.